Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's randomizer race doubleheader. First one, Eunos versus Error. This is technically the winner's bracket final, but not the final match of the tournament. I'm Angry Larry. I'm joined by Buzz Thunder
Uh,
and Dig Shake, and hey, there you go. There's your opening.
Hey, what's happening?
yes, this is Buzz Thunder here. Sorry.
I thought I
Hello,
was
everybody.
Buzz
We've got
Thunder.
a doozy for you today. Eunos versus Error. Should be a great one. Great day for Zelda. Let's play 2.
Yeah, I agree, Buzz. Let's play two.
Yeah, that was horribly forced.
How is the Larry to Dig to Buzz ratio? That is not the title of my adult video.
Yes, please let us know. Please let us know if we need to turn Dig Shake off. Oh, wait, are we being nice to Dig Shake today? I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe we are.
I wouldn't mind if you turned me off, because then I can say whatever the hell I want to. So.
Well, don't let us filter you, man.
I gotta keep it clean for any children who might be watching.
Some say we're children for playing in a video game that's 30 years old. But
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Dig Shake, why don't you tell us what the flags are for this race?
I believe this is pure master flags, so throw it all in there, shake it up, and that's basically what we're gonna see today. Gonna have the full Grand Palace, gonna have the harder enemy set, gonna have the weird encounters where you don't know which encounter is which. Should be a good time.
No safe paths as well.
Yeah.
And you and Eon are going to be doing the same thing except just short GP.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the full Grand Palace is it's a fun time.
Okay, I gave them the all good on my end. They are both readied up. And it does look like we are starting soon. I am without my timer. There is my timer. Let's make sure we can see it on the screen now. And that will start said timer as soon as I see their race begin in the multi-twitch. And here we go. GLHF. At Palace north of start. We'll see what that is in 2 seconds. And it's Palace 3 or 6.
Town very close to start as well. And the raft spot, so players like to see that raft spot near the starting point.
Yeah, just not bay away whenever you need to get there. There's our first cave. That was the town of Rudo. We need the trophy to get the spell in there. And that is either PTR Cave or Fairy Cave. Eunos is just going to go through it. It is Fairy Cave.
Yeah.
And you can tell because there's more enemies in Fairy Cave. Part of the Master Flags. I don't know if you guys said it when you were talking about them, but no candle to start.
Interesting choice to go through this cave early. There's still a lot he could have poked around where he was, but decides to go through this cave instead. Maybe for the experience, I guess?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bud. I was going to say, we saw a grave tile on Error's side, so he might just wind up there anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting strategy. The normal strategy is to start from the beginning and kind of work your way outwards. If you start diving into caves right away, you kind of can get disoriented very quickly.
Well, we found Saria. I didn't see what town that was on Eunos' side. Was that the other end of Saria?
Yeah, it was the wrong side of Saria. That was Palace 1 that he just walked into as well.
It was, and one side of Death Mountain already. He's going to explore all the caves in the immediate vicinity. We see Spectacle Rock, but not a path there.
Yeah, no candle in Death Mountain, but not a problem for either of these runners. They know their way around.
One of the
And
best first spells. Yeah, go ahead, Buzz.
Yep. Yeah, the spell in Saria is the fairy spell.
It's one of the best spells you can find first. Dig, do you want to explain why?
Well, so keys are usually in pretty short supply. And there's a few annoying rooms where you can't get through them unless you have the ability to fly. So,
are we able to cast it at magic level 1?
I didn't see how much it cost yet, actually. Looks like we got a virtual spoon going on here, I think.
It's our first item cave, heart container cave.
They're fighting the same Dyra.
Error decided he didn't want to be the little spoon, so he took a death. Now he can be the big spoon.
Okay, 81 at Magic 1, so not castable initially.
6 magic containers. Actually, it's 5 and 1/16 magic container you really need. Heart container and heart container cave. Not the heart container, though. It's one of the other 3.
I always want at least a couple heart containers, but would have much rather saw the boots or the glove.
Just to play a little devil's advocate, which I like to do. We see Eunos finding Saria now. Do you want to find all the items right there for the taking, Dig? Or do you want a little bit of a puzzle so you get a little bit of an advantage? Or you feel like you get a little bit of advantage of your opponent by finding it quicker?
Well, that's actually a really good question because, I mean, if all the items just fall in your lap, then it basically comes down to combat ability in terms of who's going to win the race. I guess it's still possible to get lost in some of the palaces, but if you're confident in your combat, then you want all the items as fast as possible. If you think that your opponent's better at combat than you, then you might hope for a little bit of a troll your seed so you can outplay him that way.
And we do see Eunos pick up the fairy spell, and Saria with his magic level 2 fairy is worth 63, so castable.
He was talking yesterday about how he thinks it's hysterical when the game gives you a magic spell and it costs 1 more magic point than you have. It's the reverse in this situation. He has 1 more magic point than the spell cost, so it's pretty funny that he brought that up last night.
Wonder if we'll see him go into 1 now that he can cast that fairy spell.
Here's our third palace of the continent, and it's 5. So we have 1, 5, and either 3 or 6 on the west. That leaves 2, 4, and either 3 or 6 on the east. So all of our palaces are known. With the exception of which is 3, which is 6, but no glove, we're not going into any of those.
It seems like we're awfully short on item caves so far. We've just seen heart container cave.
No grass tile either, and we've only seen well, there's Mito. So we've seen Mito, Rudo, and Sario. We have not seen Raru, yeah.
Error just walked right. Yeah, he just walked right by the grass tile.
Oh, there it is, right there. What was that? Was that jump cave that he just went in?
I think it was short cave.
Yeah, that was Parappa.
Oh, okay. So, okay, fine, got it. And he got the hammer in the grass spot.
Yeah, Mito always a good find there, but Error needs to get his magic level 2 before he can get downstab.
Eunos found the left side dead end of Palace 1 that normally contains a key. He's going to find a new path, and here's the item. And there's a boulder blocking a cave. Error has the hammer, so we're going to see if that's P-Bag Cave or one of the other item caves.
We actually already saw P-Bag Cave, so that
we did? Okay. And it is Trophy Cave. So Trophy Cave is blocked by a boulder. The hammer is available, though, in the grass tile. And, hey, fairy concerns are gone.
Yeah, that's a huge find for Eunos.
Magic key in 1. And trophy in Trophy Cave.
that'll be an easy spell to get. That counter Rudo was right by the start spot.
Magic container cave for Error. So we're finding all the caves in this one area.
4 item caves. Magic container cave. The only one that we're missing now is medicine cave.
Yes.
Let's see if we get the raft in here.
So Error, knowing he needs some magic to cast Fairy, takes Magic 2, and we know it's now castable. Although I don't think he's checked yet. Now we did.
Yeah, so he'll see him heading back to Mido shortly. And in Magic Container Cave, we have the boots. So getting a lot of good items here early on. Making all of our palaces very navigable, as well as the overworld. Being able to walk on water now.
And there's Horsehead.
I believe we're seeing Error go back to grab downstab. Is that what he's doing? Or?
Yeah, he walked right past Mido. Interesting.
That looks like it's going to be Shield Town, Raru, south of this encounter. As Eunos defeats Horsehead, grabs the key, and he's going to place the gem. Go up 1-0 on the gem count. And now it's Error's turn for Palace 1. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we should see Error take an identical path here, pick up the key and a quick Horsehead, and he'll be out and on his way.
Path encounters are graveyard encounters on this side of the continent. Did we see Error go into that bridge encounter or that that path encounter and go right back out and go back to Palace 1, or did he go through the encounter?
I think he turned around and walked out.
All right.
So I think this river down here is hiding Shield Town and maybe Medicine Cave. Error has the boots, but he does not have those yet.
Yeah, it's interesting that he was on a path encounter, so not a bridge. So he probably couldn't walk around using the boots in that section, but certainly looks like you can in the section Eunos is in. Yeah, well, I don't know. That's the town I saw. Because he's going to hit
the back end of Lifetown right there.
Yeah, so it's not... Okay.
Eunos is doing exactly what he needs to do, which is heading up north to get a couple items and probably downstab as well.
When you're not playing the game and you're watching others play the game, you don't get a good sense of what the continent gives you and how it's laid out, especially if you're watching 2 streams at once. I thought that where Eunos is right now was going to be Shield Town, but you said it's back end of Lifetown right there.
Yeah, that's the back end of Lifetown. I already saw him duck in there earlier.
Okay, so there's the key, the Palace 1 item for Error, and now he'll be on his way to fight Horsehead and place his first gem.
I'm fairly confident that Shield Town's on this side of the river.
Do you think they saw the whole river and there's a chance there could be a bridge, or do you think it's completely isolated?
It's pretty far south, so the road, I don't know if you noticed, the road usually doesn't go all the way to the bottom of the map, so I kind of doubt that there is a way in there.
Say Eunos hadn't find that grass tile yet, so can't hammer in there, but he will find the boots.
No emotion on his face when he finds those boots. He doesn't care.
So we have not seen Medicine Cave at all. Possible it's down there with Shield Town. And now Eunos is looking for the grass tile to get the hammer to get to Trophy Cave, which he doesn't know that that's Trophy Cave. And he's going to grab the downstab.
He was waffling about it, though.
And that fairy spell, expensive at first, but it's at magic level 3 all the way down to 44, so it just keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. Very quickly.
I wonder why he was debating downstab. It's usually a no-brainer. I guess technically you don't need it. I don't know. Fights like Remenek become a lot harder without it.
So Eunos is, Error is just going to place the gem, only needing 160 XP for the next level, and he'll take it, life 3. More and more I watch this tournament as it goes on, the less and less I see people beat the boss and then go backwards for more XP. I'm beginning to understand why.
It's been a lot of fun to see how strategies have evolved from the beginning of this tournament to now.
Yeah, the fastest players do not do any farming, that's for sure.
Alright, so correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen the backside of Jump Cave. Or the back.
I don't remember seeing that, no.
Or the backside of Parappa Cave.
Said Eunos just found a P-Bag Cave, so he knows that that rock spot that he can now break with the hammer contains an item.
He's not going for it, though. Yeah, he is. He looks like it hurts him to go for that cave. I don't know why, but... I mean, for all he knows, it could be the glove.
This is a interesting choice at attack level 3. We're going into Palace 5 here for Error.
He does have the magic key, which makes it a lot less intimidating. We haven't found the raft yet, though, so, I mean, you gotta look at your options. The raft is, well, I guess it could be in Medicine Cave, or Death Mountain, or Palace 5, or basically your choices.
If the glove is in Death Mountain, it could also be in 3 or 6, correct?
Yeah, if they find the glove in there, for sure. They do have the hammer, too, so Spectacle Rock is in play.
And we're going to see Eunos cash in that trophy.
Very quick Guma fight, at least, for Palace 5.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. That's your only real worry at Attack 3 is having to face Guma and hit him a lot, but it doesn't seem like Guma has a ton of hit points.
I think on attempt 2, Error will be able to take it down. What's our spell here?
It is the SPLL. Country of origin.
It's worth an item if it's castable at the time we get to Nukusudo. It could also help.
Here we go.
Gotta be careful with Guma. Only 2 hits takes you down, and we do find Medicine Cave on Eunos' side. Guma has almost no hit points.
Neither does Error, though.
That's true. I'm always interested by the different techniques I see people fighting Guma with. It seems like everybody has their own strategy. Wow.
Medicine and Medicine Cave. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. Three of the items are in their normal spot.
I'm trying to, I'm trying to deflect the situation, but there's no other medicine to say it's the other medicine. But both spell items were in their spell item location. So.
And that's the problem with going into Guma with attack 3 and low life levels. We see our first Wamboozle of the match.
Did he even attempt to take left paths to get to the item?
It seemed like it was just right to Guma and then tried to take him out. No such luck.
Here is Raru. So here's our...
Yeah, so Dig Shake very correct with his prediction. Medicine Cave and Raru being down there.
But now if you're Eunos, you're kind of in a pickle because you know that the raft is either Palace 5 or Death Mountain.
And again, if the glove is in Death Mountain, or the glove is in 5, there's a chance that the raft is in 3 or 6.
Yeah, there's a very useful spell in Raru, the Thunder spell.
So Reflect is the only one that we're missing in terms of the necessary spells. Let's see where Eunos goes now.
Yeah, it's this sometimes is a decision that you're faced with later if you've already exhausted everything, but without having the raft, it's basically, hey, do I go into 5 or do I go into Death Mountain? But with the hammer, you would most likely want to go into Death Mountain, and that's what Eunos is doing.
Yeah. Having the hammer really tilts it in Death Mountain's favor.
He also has the boots. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, another way to make Death Mountain much more easily explorable. Increase your excavation rate.
With the rock being landlocked, the boots are only really helpful for trying to find Hammer Cave, or who knows, it may be all the caves to access Spectacle Rock are on the coast or accessible from the coast. So yeah, it really opens it up having the hammer and the boots. If you don't have either of them, maybe Palace 5 dig.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Dark Death Mountain still feels better to me than Palace 5 most of the time. Depends a lot on your levels. If you've got some good early levels, Death Mountain don't seem as scary.
I'm not really sure which direction Error is going here.
I think he's heading to Death Mountain as well, actually.
Yeah, I guess he is. I figured he'd be looking for Raru and Medicine Cave. Oh yeah, I guess, well, he ducks out, so maybe he is going that direction. He also needs downstab.
I think he might have, well, I was going to say, I think he might have checked all that. Was that rocks accessible from that entrance?
It looked like it, but I don't think it is.
They've like flashed.
I saw Eunos in there earlier, so I think he would have walked right to it. Yeah, it's one of those corner tiles, so it is blocked off. Yeah, it looks accessible, but no, it isn't.
And there's Hammer Cave for Eunos. Even in the dark, you can tell because it has the highest of ceilings, and it's very 90-degree angle walls. I think they all do, but that's just what I think about when I see it.
So Error, is he gonna go down south and get the other stuff? No?
Well, he gave up on Death Mountain, so he must be trying to... He only has not found Medicine Cave and Shield Town, and we know where they are.
Yeah, he appears to be heading in that direction now, so he'll grab both of those.
I mean, if and when he gets the medicine, he's absolutely gonna go back to Mido, right? Grab down staff, you would think?
Before Death Mountain, I would want downstab. Well, I mean, I would want downstab anyways. He walked right by it earlier, so maybe he has different ideas.
Oh, we're about to see what this item is. Oh boy.
Little eye roll there. Eunos.
Yeah, not what you want to find.
Well, I mean, up A is faster than walking out, I guess. I guess now we don't check Spectacle Rock. We go into 5. Is that what the up A is all about, Dig Shake?
I bet he's going back, actually.
Yeah, he's going back. It's just shorter to
Okay.
because it's right around the corner from the start position.
Might try the other entrance this time. Yeah. He just needs
Yeah,
to
I'd say
find
find an elevator and start peeking through every door that you find.
He might be trying to find a cave he hasn't seen the other end of. And then he's just going to go through that one first.
Yeah, his knowledge of Death Mountain is far beyond mine as far as knowing which locations connect where.
That could be an elevator room. But it's so Error grabbed the medicine. Fairly certain we'll see him go to Mido now. Which might prompt him to go back to 5, I don't know. Wow. The look of disgust on Eunos' face. 2 dead-end choices from this elevator cave.
Well, let's go out the last exit and hope it's better for him. Well, closer, but he's been in that area before, I feel like.
And Error back in to do a full clear of Mido.
We haven't seen what the spell is yet, right?
No, we have not. Bouncy cats in the dark.
Probably the worst enemy to try to fight in the dark.
Yeah, but the best
so hard to
80s
see.
band name, you know?
Bouncy cats in the dark.
Yeah.
Maybe an album title.
That's
would
what I
say.
meant to say, but I didn't say it right.
Oh,
There.
here we go.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Wow. Okay.
So
Whoa.
that is 100% raft in 5. Oh no, it
Or
could be
the-
glove in
be
5
the
and
glove,
then raft
yeah.
in 6 or 3.
Yeah.
But whatever is in 5, you gotta get it. So
Yeah, there's no other options now. You got to go to 5.
a little trolliness to start off this seed.
No, you don't know trolliness, Dig Shake.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say something.
You don't know trolliness. Let me tell you something about trolliness. Nah, we don't have time for it. But
Somebody post a clip.
no, don't post the clip. But to your point, it is a little bit trolly in the sense that you always hear players, stay away from Death Mountain, hope Death Mountain's not required, and they derive a situation where it's easier to go into Death Mountain to look for the item, and then you find the cross in the magic container, and Error might be on his way to do the same. But
What was the spell? And I guess we'll see it on Eunos' side.
It's a jump.
Oh, okay.
no,
But yeah, I'd say a little bit a little bit of a difficult start as far as forcing you to those places, but if you find the glove in 5 and the raft in 3 or 6, then it's kind of like your searching is pretty much over.
Error got
We just need the reflect spell after that.
trophy, right? I mean Thunder. Sorry.
He did. Yes.
Yeah, I missed that. No.
Yeah, both runners have all the spells and all the open locations outside of Death Mountain.
If Error does find this item in 5, though, would be a huge advantage for him not having to go into Death Mountain and spend all that time like did.
Yeah, it's a situation where, hey, last resort, Death Mountain is going to work in his favor here.
Eunos with attack 2, certainly not looking forward to fighting Guma with those levels.
Well, you don't have to fight Guma to find the item.
No.
So there.
But if you find Guma,
oh yeah, of course,
you're gonna take a shot at him.
And we have our rematch: Guma versus Error.
This time with jump strats.
Rumble in the Palace.
Jump makes that fight a lot safer.
So what's the decision? I know you knew where Guma was. What's the decision making here to fight Guma over trying to find the item? Is it because you grab another level to make it?
He still doesn't know that the item in 5 is required, so we may still see him go to Death Mountain after this.
Oh, you mean fight Guma, place the gem, go to Death Mountain?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate.
Now, see, Guma all of a sudden gets all that health. Like, when you get him down to 3 bars, that one's worth about 5 hits. Bringing him down to 3 is like nothing. So his life in the corner there is not terribly accurate.
Eunos is about to find Guma, so it'll be interesting to see what he does here. I wouldn't be surprised if he just nopes on out of there with attack 2, but...
Dig Chick, is there, out of my curiosity, is there a special way that health bar works for all the bosses? Like, what makes it decide that one of them is worth more hits than the others?
I think it's just rounding, honestly. I haven't noticed any... If it takes more hits for one bar than one of the other bars, I would expect it to be off by 1 at the most. But, I don't know. I could be wrong about that.
It's like fractions of an HP, you know? You just round off the end.
Yeah, I really think it's just rounding.
Pennies for everybody. So Eunos decides, yeah, he just decides, I'm not going to do this. Attack 2.
I think that's wise in his current situation.
But like you said before, he knows the item's not in Death Mountain, so he's going to want to prioritize getting this item.
In Error, we've got using the cheese strats now, which is, the safest of all, but very slow.
I don't think it's slower than game overing and coming back again.
No, certainly not that slow. Eunos will have the added advantage of maybe getting another attack level while he's searching for the item.
One more hit. Oh, maybe 2 more hits. How far does Guma have to be off screen to not be considered being dead? That's 1,000 HP, XP right there. That's pretty good.
It was. I have actually never cheesed Guma. I don't know how to do this strat.
No, I mean, how far off the screen when you kill him to soft lock or whatever you call it? Any boss.
I think I've only ever heard that soft lock with Revenak, but with Revenak, he has to be pretty far off the side of the screen.
Errors on the mic. I might have to shut off the volume. He places the gem. That's 2 out of 1. 2 gems to 1 now. The 1,000 XP gave him attack 4. And then refilled him up enough to take attack 5 at the gem. It was perfect.
And unfortunately for Error, it looks like he's choosing... Oh, interesting. He's going into the other palace. I thought he would be going into Death Mountain there instead of skipping the item. So,
well, we know we're not going to find the glove here, and we know without the glove we're not going to find the raft. Or not knowing that we can get the glove, we wouldn't find the raft. So I don't know exactly what he would do here, unless he's hoping for maybe a quick gem, maybe attack level 6, and then turn around and go to Death Mountain.
I've seen Error do this before. He's one of the few runners that I know of who will just charge into palaces without the glove or without whatever.
Well, I mean, there's
Wow.
my scenario right there. A quick rebo, possibly a quick attack level 6, and now you're going into a Dark Death Mountain attack level 6. If not back into 5, but you think he would have went back into 5 right away instead of going here and then going back. Didn't get enough XP though, so he needs 87 more.
He might go searching for the item. Even without the glove, 3 is a much smaller palace than Palace 5, and it's not impossible to get the item without the glove in Palace 3.
530 is where he has to get to. Sorry.
Yeah, it's always that's something that can always sway your decision making as far as should I go back and look for the item or not? If you're that short of a level and want to cash in that gem, it seems so much of a better idea. And we're gonna find the item in 5 here.
No, it's guaranteed glove or hammer. I mean glove or raft. I'm pretty sure.
There
And
it
it
is.
is the raft.
So now the question is, do we see him go back and take out Guma while he's here?
Did he got 1 attack level.
Yep. And he might be able to get another one if this Mago cooperates.
Yes. Thunder, is it probably not castable though? Well, he just upays. I haven't been able to
Looks like-
see how much Thunder casts. Do you guys know? How
I
much
didn't see.
costs?
We are going to go fight Guma, though, for Eunos, and Error's done with Palace 3 now as well, but he does not have the raft, so that's his big problem. Okay.
Yeah, because he's probably going to go into Death Mountain. Again, if he was going to search 5, I think he would have done it with attack 5. No, we're going to go back into 3 and look for the item here. This can't yield any result he's looking for, though.
I think he just realized that.
Okay, he upays. And that's as much grinding as you're going to see Eunos do. Wait for those blocks to get that P bag.
Yeah, unnecessary with Guma being worth 1,000, but
I
It
don't,
might be
2 for 1. I don't know if that was unnecessary though. Like that might be exactly what he
true,
needs
yeah.
to get that 2 for 1. He doesn't know that, but it might ironically turn
that's
out that
true.
way.
Yeah, that might work in his favor.
Got a little shelf building going on. He's not doing jump this time. He did it the first time when he was attacked 2. As Error is searching Death Mountain, and for those just joining us, Death Mountain contains the Cross in Hammer Cave and the Magic Container under Spectacle Rock. So
we're running into possible tilted territory here on this Guma fight. Not going down easy.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm just surprised with both runners. Very aggressive on Guma, even when you know it's gonna. You can take 2 hits and then Guma with another Wamboozle.
Yeah, there's the salt coming out.
And we know from past races that assault doesn't necessarily mean you're behind in the race. He's very much down 3 gems to 1, but with his opponent now searching Death Mountain and already having the raft, he might be technically ahead if we wanted to call it, but
That raft was pretty deep into 5. It was not easy to get to.
But a game over at Guma is not a big deal in this palace because it's only about 3 rooms in.
Yeah, it's not very far.
Speaking of 3 rooms in 3 rooms we're going to have the item for Error.
So he's made much quicker work of, at least the first item, finding it faster than Uno, so gaining a little bit of time there. And Uno's still just as aggressive as ever.
Hey, Dig, you mentioned before you've never cheesed Guma. Is it a, like you're too proud to cheese Guma? Like, that's a little bit, like, cheeky when I say that, but what would be the reason why you or Eunos here would not cheese Guma?
I mean, for me, I can't speak for Eunice, but for me, it's just because I have a safe strat to beat Guma that works pretty well, and so I don't see a need to learn the cheese strat since I think it's slower than my
Right.
already existing safe strat. It might be a little bit safer than my safe strats with Guma. Yeah. And the safe strat is like hit him and run away, you know, like everybody's done that strat on Guma before. Oh, jeez.
Error is going to walk out of Death Mountain. And Eunos is close to walking out of the room right now, with that look on his face.
You can see the rage piling up.
This is a tin cup situation, right? We're killing Guma or bust here.
Feels like
Yeah.
it. I don't know. If he game overs again, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just leave and take the raft spot. Oh, wow. Somehow did not get hit there. I think he even thought he was going to get hit there.
Pause buffering. I think it might be a thing now.
Pause buffer Guma strat.
Yeah, as soon as you're about to get hit with a mace, pause buffer, and the mace will not hit you anymore. It looks like a thing. Don't need defeat to find that out, either. Now, here we go. Last hit. Let's get him on the edge of the screen. There we go.
Yeah. Kind of cheesing for this last bar.
Not
There he
rooting
goes.
not rooting for anybody, but you didn't want to see Eunos take another game over there.
No, definitely not.
And he's going to get attack 4, and he's going to place the gem. He's not going to have enough for... Oh, he lost all that XP, that's right. Because in one of the game overs.
So everybody can take a deep breath now. We're no more Guma fights for this race.
And we have the raft. We're going to finally see the Eastern Continent. We're going to up A, go back to start, and the raft spot is right there. And here's our first look at the East. Buzz, what can we expect on the Eastern Continent?
On the Eastern Continent, you're going to have 2 open items. We have the boots, so you can find the water tile, and one of the 4 desert tiles contains an item. An entrance to Maze Island, which has 2 more open items, and a palace. And we know that the 3 palaces are 4, 2, and 3.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, that's right. I marked that wrong. 4, 2, and 6 out there, as well as your 4 towns, and a couple items in Hidden Kasuto.
Here's Palace 2 right now.
Yeah, 3 spells that are in those 4 towns that are easily accessible. They're free, basically. And the only thing we need is the kid, who is only going to be found on the water tile, the desert tile, or either item location in Maze Island. Still need Reflect. But we have the boots, so it's not really going to be a hard find to find the kid, just through exploration. There is the magic container for Error. Now he's back on a corrected path.
Yep. Bad news for Error.
Yeah, forced back into 5.
Well, there's a situation I was talking about earlier, Dig. Did you want to find all the items right there, readily available, Or did you want to be the first one to find the item that was sort of hidden? Even though he went into Death Mountain, Eunos was the first one to find the raft.
Yeah, that's true.
And therefore gained a little bit of an advantage, but I don't know necessarily, because I think Error did Death Mountain quicker.
Yeah, I'd say Eunos is ahead right now, but not by a ton. The longer Error stays in Palace 3, though, the larger that would get.
Yeah, because he did go back in 3, and we know that if you don't have the glove at this point, the raft can never be here, and the glove can never be here. So even if he can get to the item room, there's nothing for him.
And the item in Palace 2 is a heart container. So, yeah, the glove hiding places are dwindling.
Palace 4, desert tile, water tile, either item in New Kasuto, either item in Maze Island. That's 7 places it could be now.
Still need that reflect spell, too.
And Eunos finds Thirsty Broad Town.
Free spell, he wants Reflect and nothing else at this point. Could very well be the last spell we see, if it is Reflect on his side. Always fire in that town, by the way.
It certainly feels that way.
Eunos is now backing out.
It makes sense that fire spells in that basement, because why else would she be so thirsty? It's hot in there.
She's outside, though. So your logic's flawed.
Well, she comes outside.
And so dehydrated can't walk to the water. Well, I mean, listen, you're the dude who makes the Zelda 2 fan fiction. That's members.tripod.com/squiggly line buzzthunder /index.html.
I might actually write that out sometime. I'll start a blog.
And here we are. We are in 5. Thundertown. Old Kasuto, Abandoned Town of Kasuto, whatever you want to call it. And Life Spell. Life spell efficiency is randomized in Master Flags. It can do anywhere between... is it 1 in max, Dig Shake, or is there always a cap on how many refills?
1 in 5 boxes.
1 in 5, okay.
Seems like it's always 1 for me.
People say that, but I've had some very generous.
Yeah, I've had 2 yesterday, so it's an always 1 buzz.
That's just how your mind works. You remember the
5
bad things, not the good things.
5 magic containers to get into the magic container house. We have that. We'll see what the item is.
So both items I'm right here.
Magic container in a spot you normally get magic container. I think that was the exact one that's normally there as well.
A lot of that going around this seed.
But hey, Raft was in 5, so we did make it interesting.
Feels like Glove is going to be the spell item.
I also have not seen a lot of Swamp.
So, bad payday for Dig Shake.
Yeah. I'm going to go out to the bar later, but now...
Do we have Reflect? Yeah, we have Reflect.
We do.
Kid not required, unless you want Shield.
So can New Kasuto deliver one more nugget for us?
Yeah, it could be your big box store. It could have your magic container, your Reflect spell, and your glove. Let's see. All the things you're looking for this holiday season.
Do they have the Nest Mini, though?
Did I tell you about that story? I gotta tell you about that story one time. I got yelled at Walmart just for asking out of curiosity.
About the Nest Mini?
Yeah, Heart Container Cave. Yeah, I asked her. I'm there at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning, and yeah, I just asked, and she gave me the worst attitude in the world because I asked, like I was the 5,000th person to ask her that morning if they had it.
You might have been.
It probably was. Me and
If you
the
got there
old
at
dude with the
opening.
red sweater who buys Fig Newtons every Sunday morning. We have a little club. We go shopping together, and we both asked for it and triggered her. But that was a heart container, by the way, in New Casino. So, Desert Tile, Water Tile, both items in Maze Island, or Palace 4 contain the glove. Or the only places we can find the glove, actually.
Yeah, Error's still digging around for that raft.
I think he's close. Oh,
Yeah, if
that's
I'd,
a dead end.
See how long it takes him, but I would give Eunos about a 10-minute lead at this point.
He's definitely ahead. Still not over yet, though. Especially, can't forget about that full-size Great Palace looming.
Yeah, the River Devil actually blocking something in the sea.
Well, we don't know if that road leads, like, nowhere. Like, it could be a dead-end road.
That's true, yeah.
But
it could've
certainly
been
the
dead.
possibility that we have to now start taking caves. We have the boots. I don't know if you can walk up from the raft spot.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there's a lot of stuff over there, so I believe that connects.
And we're not going into any other town. Well, there's only one other town. Well, I guess he might go into Darunia for upstab, but we've seen Eunos never take upstab, right?
With a full
Full
GP,
Great Palace, yeah.
He might.
Yeah.
He might.
Yeah, it's definitely worth your time.
He's been burned on that a few times with full Great Palace.
That's a huge part of your decision making in Zelda. If you've seen it before, that sticks in your mind, and you don't want it to happen again.
Up, and here we go. Payday for Error.
Back on track.
He's still up 3 gems to 2. He's got everything but Reflect that Eunos has. So
Yeah, I don't think he's that far behind.
No.
He's missing the information about the item in Palace 2, a couple spells.
yeah, but he never. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he went into Palace 2 and purposely skipped the item. He's just never been there yet. So
I mean, it is a... Oh, here it looks like they're going to be maybe both items up there. Yeah, 1 gem lead, but Revo was right there, so Eunos isn't going to spend more than 2 minutes in Palace 3.
Eunos takes life 5 there.
Alright, what do we have out on the ocean? Or I guess we call it a pond now. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
The
Jackpot.
glove and the pond. Full speed ahead now for Eunos.
Nothing else he would want. There's the other side of the River Devil, so
Yeah. So you do need a cave to get up there and find the glove.
Or the horn, if you find it somewhere.
Alright, that was... This is Reflect now for Error. He also has everything but the glove. Well, he has everything but the glove. So again, not far behind. Through exploration, he's going to find the water tile.
Look at this. Taking the detour just to get upstep.
Well, yeah, like you said, full Great Palace. He's been burned before.
This is an
Did he,
older, wiser Eunos.
Did he cast Fairy and jump at the same time? I didn't know that you could do that.
I think as long as you're holding the down on the D-pad, it'll still register.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. Tell you, anytime I call a race, I learn a little thing.
Eunos actually has 2 thumbs on his left hand. That's why he's so good at it.
That's what it seems like that. A modified NES controller, which allows him to do things differently.
He wired some buttons on the back of the controller.
Yeah, there you go.
Maze Island. So it's not that bad of a detour. It's right there by Maze Island, Darunia.
And I don't think Dick Shake's not going to waste any time looking for items.
I don't think he would waste time looking for items. He's talking with us. I think you mean Eunos.
That's what I said.
Palace 4 on Maze Island. We just want we being Eunos, just want a quick Carrick. Go right a couple times, if not like just once, and have him be there. Error is getting the life spell now. First of our dead end rooms in 4. There's 3 of them. There's also the item room, which is accessible in that same direction, and the boss fight. So.
Who's yelling at me?
I thought they were saying ding for some reason. There's no
Yeah,
N.
that's what I read. I read ding.
I'm like, someone leveled up, I guess.
Was that EverQuest?
I think it was like every MMO ever. You always had that one dude in the guild that would do it for every level. Alright, let's see. We're going to keep going right here. I don't believe... He does have jump. Both players have jump, I think. Okay.
So Error just needs that cave, right? To get back on track here. I guess he could
Ouch.
try Palace too. If he wanted to.
Okay. The flute.
The horn.
Yeah, that's, again, not what he was looking for. He's narrowing it down, though.
That is a quicker and easier way of getting up to that northern section, though.
The water tile was not in the northern section, was it?
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was? Okay.
As was the Maze Island.
Yeah, but you have to take a cave to get there.
Or
No.
can you walk around right there?
You can use the horn. Error
Oh,
just
that's
found
yeah,
the horn.
right. Sorry, yeah, my mistake. No, you can't walk this way. Error already went up here.
Well, there's 6.
Yeah. We'll probably see him go in because that's just what Error likes to do. He just charges, but we'll see.
No, up
He doesn't
there.
have the glove yet.
Yeah.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, 6 without the glove is pretty risky.
And
So
you guys-
you're gonna get turned around.
And you guys missed what Eunos just did. He found the item room and walked right back out.
With 7
Yeah.
No need.
heart containers
Yeah.
and 6 magic containers. Yeah.
Yeah, no need.
Good.
Well, looks like Error is going to use the flute. The devil does not like noise.
This is where I like to correct people, and there's the water tile, so we are going to get the glove now. This is why I like to correct people when they say the flute's always useless. Well, it's not useless, it's just hardly ever required. Certainly this is a situation where it's faster to have the flute. Maybe. From the time it took him exploring to find the flute, to using the flute, probably would have been faster than just taking random caves hoping to get to this area.
This is still a really close race. I mean, Error's got a 1 gem advantage. Eunos has 4 explored right now, but those two about cancel each other out. No more than a minute or 2 separating these runners, if I had to guess.
And 4 seems a little tricky because Eunos has been in there for a while. This This is I don't know if we've seen every dead end, so I think he has about a 50% chance of Karok right here.
I don't know if I've seen that third dead end, but we've seen the item room and 2 dead ends, and here is Carrick.
Yeah, I saw him loop around a couple times. Or
I hope Error can have better luck in here, but he's most likely going to take the exact same path.
Well, he is up 1 gem, but to your point from before, 3 was super easy.
Yeah, Rebo was only about 2 rooms in.
Yeah, but Eunos has to go back. Eunos has to go back to that western continent to do it. Error doesn't even have to go back to the western continent if he doesn't want to.
that's a good point. Honestly, I mean, if you tell me I've got a minute or 2 lead on either one of these runners going into Great Palace, full-size Great Palace, I'm not feeling particularly safe. You could easily wipe a 1 or 2 minute lead in Great Palace.
And we see Error going to see the first dead end. This is an unfortunate dead end because it's a little bit of a hike.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 screens. And in that time to explore that dead end, what is Eunos going to do here?
And there's your Rebo.
Yep. So that dead end time was longer than going back to the west, finding Rebo, and getting out of there with the gem, for the most part.
Yeah, Eunos has a pretty easy path. Both remaining palaces are pretty close to the raft spot, so he has not found Palace 6 yet, but it's really close there.
What was that item in for? Was that a magic container?
No. Well, maybe it could have been.
Well, he was in New Kasuto and Spectacle Rock, so you would have had 6 magic containers. It had to be a magic container or a heart container. It doesn't matter. There's 3 for Eunos, so just like that, he goes up 4 to 3 in gems. 4 was heart, thank you.
And knowing he hasn't seen a palace yet, walks right up there to it.
That's what you want. That's the dream right there. You're missing a palace. Let's just go in one particular path, and it's right there. And hey, it's also knowledge of what he's explored as well.
So Eunos got the item out of 2, but didn't get Helmet Head.
No.
Okay.
Was this the first path? Yeah, this was the first. Error's back. I did. Okay, I guess you got to fall there.
We saw Eunos do this as well.
Okay.
Take this lead.
Yeah, when you're watching 2 at once, I didn't see Eunos do exactly this. I like to find that bridge room, by the way. I always feel like Carrick is just to the right of it. But, I guess that's the 3rd dead end.
It's better to find that top fall spot because you know you're going to have 3 right turn options right there.
First Rebo is down in, well, the only one you need to pass through in Palace 6 is down,
And, yep, we see him find another item screen and forget that.
Yeah, we're not going to fight that second Rebo. We don't need that item. We don't need his key.
Error is about to find Karok, so
Yeah, it seems like Error is gaining a little bit of ground. Seems like he's doing all the things in the Eastern Continent a lot quicker than Eunos.
they both have the same palaces left to complete. Eunos, of course, has a head start in kind of both of them actually. He was also in Palace 2 earlier.
In terms of levels, Eunos has a little more survivability. Error has better attack.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Eunos was doing the Jackamus strats where he just takes the levels as they come.
It felt like to me that life was important. Like they were losing a lot of hit points rapidly by taking just chip damage. So maybe Eunos just adjusted on the fly and said, hey, his attack levels are fine. You know he can do it with lower levels. Prioritize life, maybe, if you had the chance.
Now, the more I play Master Flags, I'm putting less weight into attack levels and more into life levels as far as survivability in Great Palace, because there's not a lot of things you really have to fight other than Guma, Barba. I mean, it's nice to be able to mow through these other guys, but really, you don't have to fight a whole lot of... You don't have to kill a lot of things in Great Palace. I mean, you can just walk right by them.
Yeah, with random gems, too.
Yeah,
If you only have to go in there with 1 or 2 gem, you might as well just take all the life levels you can take for that. We do have to do full 6 gems here, though. But again, it just felt like, as a person watching it, that damage was enemies hit these players hard. So I wonder if that factored in his decision, or like you said, Dig, it probably just take what comes and just keep moving, keep going.
Yeah, if you're focusing on speed, you're not gonna. Yeah, don't spend any time
No.
trying to divvy out your levels perfectly. Just take them as they come and move along.
Yeah. Okay. So Error did not find 2. He did find 6, though, and now he has the glove.
Yeah, I don't think he checked this corner over here.
There's the Desert of Love. Tube was in that first area, was it not?
Right by Valley of Death, I thought. So.
Yeah, I think it was a direct eastern stroll from the raft spot.
Yeah, because that was before a time where Eunos was taking caves, I thought. We're going to go through the Desert of Love. I don't think this really
Well, that's
leads
just going to
anywhere.
send him back to the raft spot.
Well,
Get
it
a
might
view of
be
Palace
6.
6 in the swamp, but yeah, it brings you right back to the beginning.
And there's Barba.
Be faster to just up A and take the raft if that's where you're trying to go.
Yeah, definitely.
Attack 5 Barba fight incoming. Jackhammer.
Oh.
Oh. I think that'll still count as a kill though, so he doesn't really care too much about
Yeah,
that.
I like that little trick when that happens. I mean, it's unfortunate to not get the experience, but it's funny to walk in there and the key just drops down.
Desert of Love is, in fact, a dead end. Palace 6 is completed.
Alright, back to 2.
So a whole palace advantage now for Eunos. His lead is getting bigger.
Palace advantage and knowledge of where he's been already into as well. Guess Error is going to go to where he knows something is, and that is Palace 6. He's got enough levels for it. That's not the question. Still needs to find Palace 2 when he's done with this. As we see Palace 2 and the Valley of Death on Eunos' side, and here we go. Again, he's been here before. He got the heart container out of Palace 2. Did not have the glove, so did not therefore search for Helmet Head. Did he try to search for Helmet Head? No, right? He up-A'd at the item?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was only item hunting.
Okay, because I don't know if he stumbled upon a... well, not his knowledge may dictate that there was a high probability of being blocked. So he just left.
Yeah, he has a 1 for 3 chance to walk right into Helmet Head immediately.
First Barba's down, and we're gonna. I'm sorry. First Rebo's down. I thought we were gonna fight the second one. He opts not to. Again, there's nothing for him there except for a heart container or a magic container. And in that time, in that little speech, Helmet Head is down.
Yeah, that was a nice helmet fight.
Yeah, that was flawless. And 7 is right around the corner.
Yep.
So it'll be a little bit of a time save for Error not having to get the item in 2, and if you take the normal path, your first right turn brings you right to Helmet Head. So if he finds Barba quickly here, he's not going to spend a whole ton of time in 2.
I think he is going to find Barber pretty quickly here.
No, I think there was another. Maybe not. But I haven't done this in a while, boys, and it's been requested. 656. The American Kosher Restaurant strat. Oddly enough, I think that's I think that's the one I've said the most. So it seems like 656 is a normal level for people to be at. Entering Great Palace, but yeah, there you go. For the one person who requested it, who's probably not even here.
Why would that number mean American Kosher Restaurant?
You're asking the wrong person. No, you're probably asking the right person. I just don't have the answer for you. Because it's the, I don't know, 656 Ocean, American Kosher Restaurant, Long Branch, New Jersey.
There is the fabled Eon Room.
I was told that if someone finds this room later on in a race, they're taking it no matter what.
No matter what? I don't think that's a good idea.
Eon shouldn't be giving away strategy.
Well, I'm not tracking Great Palace. It's my bad. It's something I normally do. But we did find one of the falls there. And that split level room, here we go. Here's the downside of the mixed small and large enemies. You have a blue Fokker firing swords at you while ropes are shooting fireballs.
He was in a good spot to be able to cheese his legs there.
Upstab room.
Error taking some time to consider his options in P6. He unfortunately decides to go the wrong direction. He needs to fall down that pit and then ferry into the little room and then go up the next elevator that he finds. I think it's the right way to go.
We just saw a room that you can possibly drop into. Again, it is a full Great Palace. Thunderbird is required, so there's a chance if you have to take a drop after Thunderbird, you can fall down before Thunderbird, and we just saw a room that could possibly happen.
Now, as far as those open pass-through rooms that you can drop into, what's the rule to know which one you can and can't drop into?
No elevator.
No elevator.
Yeah, and you can also look at the size of the pillars. I think they're a little bit shorter than the one that you fall into. Could be wrong.
So this one, potentially, you think you could fall into it because it doesn't have a ceiling, but because of the elevator, you can't fall into it.
Correct. So there's only 4 drops. There's the one that has no elevator. There's the 2 that have those T blocks on the left side when you fall down, and then there's the split level room that we saw before. I believe there's only 4, right?
Yeah, there's only 4.
Yeah, so those are all 4 right there. So it's only one of the rooms, and that room I think there's only one with no roof that has no elevator as well. So with this fairy room right there, we're just not even going to go through it. We're just going to pretend like it never existed, and we're going to go the opposite way, even though that is going right, and then there's 2 paths to go within it, up and down.
Yeah, I didn't didn't cast it. Didn't want to mess around, take a death or search for that jar.
We got a nice jackhammer barber fight for Error, so still playing a little bit of catch up.
That spicy chicken being all spicy chicken right there. Easily handled. Very nice. And the Jackamus room. Lots of options here. I'm seeing lots of paths untaken right now. Up to 4 is what I'm counting.
Yep, that's correct. Oh, that was a loop.
Was it?
I thought you mentioned that he saw the ferry room.
There's 2 of them.
Oh, the ferry elevator room.
Ferry elevator room I saw, yeah.
Okay, so that was a room. That was a loop back to the beginning.
I don't think it's not a loop. He just only walked into the ferry room once, I believe, right?
No, he passed through it.
Oh, did he?
One
Okay.
of the first
Okay.
rooms in the beginning.
Oh,
of the
that's why he
palace.
turned around and went the other way. Okay. I was looking at... yeah, I didn't see the beginning of the palace, unfortunately. So that was a one-piece chicken room. It was a bot, though, and mixed small and large enemies, and back to another chicken and waffle room. Alright, so that's the reason why he didn't go through that ferry room, is because he saw that earlier? Okay.
Yep, it's the second room. Is that ferry room in the palace?
Okay.
Error is having a hard time finding Palace 2. Kind of
I'm
tucked away
surprised
in
he
the
didn't,
corner.
since it was right there. You know, because I don't know how he could have missed it.
He had to scroll... does he have to scroll a little bit north? And it looks like maybe that mountain area is a dead end. Speaking of dead ends... That's a tough one right there, because you got to go back at least 6 rooms to get to another elevator hill up A.
Yeah, and all of our left turn options are there, so yeah, you might as well up A and then take your first left turn option, which is only a few rooms here.
He's back on the wrong side of things here, right? Error?
Yeah, he's up north. He doesn't need to be up north.
Okay, so start is over here then. My map is now corrected. We went up last time. Okay, that was the loop back to the dead end.
Yeah, he
so-
came. Yeah, he came at it from the
Yeah.
opposite direction. So there
Yeah.
there is going to be an up elevator here that has a left turn option, the Jackamus room, and he'll go that left direction.
I believe he has to go. Does he have to go right first when he goes up? And then, or is that put him right in the Jackamus room?
It goes up into the Jackamus room.
Okay.
Got some bird problems.
Yeah, that's the one thing right there, man. The one thing that you kind of run into that trouble in mixed small and large enemies. Oh no!
Oh,
Oh no!
Wow.
How does that happen to a player like Eunos?
Hey, nobody's above it.
Pretty much everyone's above it.
It hasn't happened to me in about a month now. Either a month or a day.
Who knows? You haven't streamed in a month. We're gonna go down here in the elevator. Find a theater room. Exit stage left.
poor Error's got to be getting frustrated here. When the time is just ticking away while he's looking for this palace.
Yeah, I mean, Error's getting frustrated. Is Eunos worried about a dot done at any second now, do you think? Or you think it's...
He's got a good time going, so... Oh. He might be worried about whether or not Error went to Death Mountain first or Palace 5 first. That's what I would be freaking out about.
But there's what we like to see. We like to see us falling down in the T block room, and it leads to
Yeah.
another drop, which is probably going to lead to the other T block room.
And then Thunderbird should be right around the corner.
Yeah. It seems to always work that way, that when you find these drops, these rooms, you're on the right path, because you're always going right, never going left, technically. So you never arrive to those rooms being dead ends most of the time.
Yeah, it definitely took Error a while, but at least he's going to find Helmet Head as fast as you can in this palace.
But unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any huge time save in Great Palace by going one odd direction. It's a long chain of rooms to arrive at this point, if this is even the right point at this part. But it is.
Yeah, it is. How many branches, how many untaken branches are there?
We have 2.
Yeah, I have.
So, yeah, that's a high percentage that Dark Link is very close by.
Super quick helmet head fight for Error. Unfortunately for him, Eunos just beat him into Great Palace by about 10 minutes, and that is a long lead to overcome.
Yeah, both of these players are. I don't know if Error is going to try something crazy as far as running a different direction, thinking he needs to catch up. But both of these players have been taking almost the exact same paths as far as in Palace, just doing the textbook wave things, so I would anticipate Error to do the same thing we've seen Eunos doing.
Wow,
There's a-
this room.
That's
That
a
is
big
the
fun room.
funnest of all fun rooms.
Yeah,
so-
that is the funnest of all. Doesn't get any more funner than that.
No.
Excuse me.
Probably just going to ferry through that next time around.
It's going to take plenty of damage still, though.
Yeah, those fireballs take, what, about a box and a half?
The raw as well. Sometimes hard to avoid if you're ferrying through. You get stuck on a corner. It hits you anyway.
And Error finding Great Palace. Unfortunately, at 119, that puts him exactly 11 minutes behind Eunos.
So, the one thing Eunos does have to watch out for, he's on his last life, and a game over here is going to take him a few minutes to get back. And there are still a lot of rooms that we have not seen in this Great Palace. So,
Yeah, a couple of open options. They could loop into each other, so they might not have eaten up very much rooms. They could be a couple of dead ends.
I'm going to go fishing for a jar here. The life spell was very generous on this seed, so
Alright, well, Error's going to take the drop here, and he's going to be on a long, windy path back to the start. And,
Yep, same. Yep,
Wow.
same path.
3 spicy chickens in one room. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
no, that's, gives a whole new, it's a whole new, slot machine right there, blazing,
The look on
spicy
Eunos'
chickens.
face right now. Pure amazement.
It's another upstab room.
So I didn't realize there were 2 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 2.
Oh, and speaking of 2 blue Fockers in that room to greet him, and he's got to go through another one of these rooms. This could be, well, it's not free. It's the one with the flying stuff.
It's a long path after T-Bird.
And we do have an option here.
And Error is taking the same path that Eunos did.
And another
Here.
fun room.
Error does have the better leveling, so less of a risk for a game over deep into GP.
We're going to
Yeah,
go through
really.
this fun room here with hardly any life left. Luckily, it was 2 king bots, and he easily made his way through. Here's a theater room. He'll have another elevator going up here.
Can cast one more life, or maybe one more fairy. Eunos can.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. I was guessing right turn straight into Dark Link here.
If you're Eunos, you are praying that this is Dark Link.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one option behind, one option after Thunderbird, and it's a left. So certainly this looks good.
Of course, they could snake you through another 5 rooms.
But it does
Nope.
not.
All right, so pending a disaster with Dark Link, looks
Well-
like Eunos is our winner. Hey, what's up, Swim? Welcome to the party, pal.
So you only like one person in chat, you hate the rest?
That's my buddy Kyle.
And Dark Link has been downed. Your winner, still undefeated, Eunos. Time of
Going
1
on to
hour
the
and
grand
22
finals.
minutes.
And Error promptly forfeits. Not going to go through with the Great Palace.
I like that. That is great.
Don't read the chat, Dick Shake.
Yeah. Mind games are being
Why?
played.
Oh my gosh. People
Good
are
game.
savages.
Very good game.
Very good game indeed. Let's see if we can get Eunos. He might be he's doing either a victory lap or he's going to the bathroom. Seems like he might be back in a couple seconds. So before they join us, guys, what do you think the Jack Link's beef jerky play of the game was? All in moment of the game.
Error went all in on Palace 3, it seemed like, and it kind of paid off for him.
Yeah, everything was pretty methodical. I don't really think there was a lot of risky play.
It's not a rage quit. It's just the game's over.
No, I don't think Error gets ragey. I've
No.
never seen him get
No.
ragey.
Not at all.
No, it's just if you can save yourself a little bit of frustration on digging through Great Palace, there's not really a lot of need. It wasn't a Mike Mattisau blow up. I wonder if anybody gets that.
I get that,
Oh, I
buddy.
get it.
I
Well,
get it.
I know you guys probably. I don't know about Eunos. Eunos probably thinks it's from Wayne's World 2.
Looks like he's setting up to join us in a couple seconds. Trying to.
Hello.
What's happening?
Yo.
So a little trolley there at the beginning, huh? With the nice stroll through Death Mountain.
Yeah. I knew it was a choice.
Yeah.
You know, like, I guess I was gonna end up going through it. I guess if I find Guma really quickly in P5 anyway, which I didn't want to go in there because of the low levels.
Yeah, Guma was being a huge pain in the ass to both of you guys. I think you each took at least 1 or 2 game overs on him
Yeah.
this race. Didn't seem like you had many problems though. Overall, the glove was not super buried.
No, the glove was fine. You know, after the West Continent was, it didn't want to let us out unless you wanted to backtrack to P5 after finding the raft being buried deep. That's kind of funny. It was a very troll seed in a way, like in little parts of it, you know.
Well, after you got the glove, it was real quick.
Yeah. Well, except for the Grand Palace, which was that was not, it wasn't a long one, but
Lots of birds. Lots
yeah.
of. That one room with 3 spicy chickens was pretty hilarious. And that fun room, my gosh. With it had everything in it. 2 spicy chickens, some trollfish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The one right after Thunderbird. That's always the room you want to see, right in that spot between Thunderbird and Dark Link. And then you really start shitting your pants a little bit. Just, like, you see that room, and then you get another room, and it's just another room, and another room, and you're like, now I'm starting to think like, my magic bar is running out.
Yeah, you had a couple close calls at the end there where you were about out of health, about out of magic, and had to be crossing your fingers about Dark Link being close by.
Yeah, hanging on by a thread for a little bit. You did find that one red jar above the elevator spot that helped you out, let you cast life, and then you were in good shape for Dark Link after that.
Yeah, the room before that also had a jar, but I can't. It's the honeycomb jar, and it's kind of annoying. So as soon as I left the honeycomb jar room and saw that I was in the next jar room in the long hall, I was like, well, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Well, you're moving on to the grand finals. You get to take on maybe Error again, possibly, or Eon or myself. We get to go duke it out next after this.
Nice.
Anybody in particular you're hoping to see in the grand finals?
I definitely like to play. I play against you a lot.
Yeah.
We don't play against Eon a lot, who's done really well.
Yeah, the 17 seed and still in the final four.
We can ask the question a little bit differently. Is anybody who just asked you the prior question that you want to humiliate in your next match?
Not really.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm fighting.
It's all right. I'll fight him for you. But congratulations. Good game, man.
Thanks. Good luck in your match, Dig Shake.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep.
All right, that's one down. Eunos, the victor over Error. Like you mentioned, Eunos is going to advance that was technically the winner's bracket final, but not the final match of the tournament. He will then wait to face the winner of the next match between Dig Shake and Enchantress, who then has to play Error, and the winner of that match then fights Eunos for the, what do you call that, a grand final?
Grand final is what I've been calling it.
Grand final, yeah. So still at least 3 matches left in this tournament, possibly 4. If Eunos is defeated in that last match, there's going to be a 4th match to decide it all. Dig Shake, you're 2 minutes late. Eon's already done with 2 gems, Palace 1 and Palace 2. You haven't even created the seed yet, so you should probably get on that.
I can see that everybody's going to be rooting for me this next race.
I always root for you, buddy.
All the feels, all the good feels.
Actually, I got that wrong. The race is at 3:30, not 3 o'clock. So I have to tell Eon, so she stops, and we start this fairly. But good luck to you. And we'll be talking to you after the match.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick break and get set up. So thanks for commentating, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, you got it, Buzz.
Right.
Thunder.
Good luck.
I am going to also take a little bit of break. I'm sure you are as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll be back a little bit.
Talk about this shit anyway.
We'll be back a little bit before 3:30 and get all set up. So see you guys then. Oh, hey, Error.
Alright.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even see you enter the Discord.
Yeah,
I don't have much to say anyway. I'm pretty salty.
Yeah, I saw that in IRC. That's why I thought you weren't going to join us. But, hey, floor's open, man.
Poorly. I looked for the item in Palace 3 even without the glove. We used the raft and couldn't get to it. Find Palace 2. Died the Guma 5 times. Almost didn't recognize Hammer Cave. Almost didn't recognize Hammer Cave in the dark, so I almost skipped it, so it almost was even more of a disaster. But just poor routing choices, and I felt like I was a good 15 minutes behind when I integrate Palace, and that's probably about what I would have lost by if I had finished. About all I have to say.
Yeah, there were a couple of things. You did a lot of things really well, and I know you don't want to hear it right now. I saw that in IRC. Jay Coper was telling you some of the stuff that you did better. The Palace, not finding Palace 2 was probably the biggest time loss for you. But other than that, I mean, I still think you would have had a really good time. You could have saved some time elsewhere. But the good news is you still are alive. And you will be continuing on in the tournament. You just have to wait to find out who wins the next match. And
I honestly really don't care. So, but thanks for restreaming.
all right, no problem, man. Good luck to you.